Kevin Shaw here, full-time English teacher and part-time English tutor, founder of the Right Method Tutoring. And my information is in the description of this video. But this video is all about reading comprehension. And there are a couple of strategies here that are important. When your student's teacher at the school talks about reading comprehension, reading level, understand that he or she is talking about the combination of many different factors. Look at it this way. If your student wants to increase his or her reading comprehension, there are many steps involved. There are things that go into that, such as close reading strategies, note-taking, vocabulary, front-loading the questions, finding out what those questions are before they read, visualizing, reading fluency, ability to decode. All these things go into reading comprehension. I only want to talk about a couple of these things. And one of these things you don't hear talked about very often, and but let's talk about one of the basics of reading comprehension. And that would be your student's fluency with being able to read. So what do we mean by that? So take the sentence I'm about to say here. The road not taken by Robert Frost. That is not a very fluent sentence. If I was reading it, I was reading one word at a time. But that's not the natural flow of the human conversation. Reading fluency practice helps students to become better at understanding what they read because their mind doesn't wander as much. So if their technique in reading is strong, then they have a good fighting chance at being able to comprehend what they read because there are no roadblocks to them understanding. So you're trying to chip away at these roadblocks. So let's take that same sentence, or that title in this case, and read it more fluently, or more fluidly, if you will. The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. See? So you're grouping words together. You're chunking 3 or 4 words into a phrase, and instead of reading an entire sentence one word at a time, you're reading one, maybe 2 phrases, right? And so so that requires practice, reading sentences over and over again, but also the feedback. So are you working with your student on that? Are they working with a reading coach? Are they working with their teacher, a tutor? It's one thing to strongly consider, at least for a time, so that they can get better. And that'll also help them on their timed writing as well, or multiple choice tests, because if they're struggling with the reading, they will struggle with the actual time it takes to complete the test, and they will not score as high. Now let's talk about visualization, right? So if I were to move outside the picture, right, could you visualize what I look like? Could you describe what I look like? Of course you could, right? Bald guy with an olive complexion, glasses, 2 eyes, 2 eyebrows, yellow shirt with a tan colored vest with black buttons, right? Let's move me outside the picture. See if you can describe me again. So here's the thing. When students visualize what they read and create word pictures for themselves, they will be able to recall what they read because the mind puts together groups of ideas into a visual, right? So you've heard that expression, a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? So why not convert 1,000 words into a picture, right? That will help the student to remember an entire page or 2 of what they read. And this will work wonders for their reading comprehension. Okay, so I encourage you to reach out if you have questions. And if you feel that you need help for these things, my information is in the bio. And I have a Facebook page where you can ask for any resources for free. I have an 11-page book on academic writing. I do tutoring for high school students and upper elementary. And I've published many different things and helped hundreds of students to become better readers, writers, thinkers, listeners, speakers. The list goes on and on and on. Take care.